Hello students, welcome to the digital signal processing course. Right now we are discussing the applications of the DSP. Let's proceed with some of the applications related to the heart as well as mechanical section. So let's study the very first application, that is the vibration signature analysis for the defective gear. So what exactly this entire statement means? So as it is mentioned that it is nothing but for analysis of defective gear teeth. Let's assume that there is one system which is provided with certain gear arrangement. So it will have the gear box. So this gear box, let's say these are nothing but the gears. So these are arranged like this. So every gear will be attached with the other gear in certain specific manner. But right now we are interested in how to detect the defective gear tips. Now if let's assume that this is what one of the gear teeth system or the gearbox available with us. Right now they are arranged in this particular manner. So it is giving me, let's assume that the smooth sine wave. But if there is one damage, say at this particular point, if I say that there is a damage, so apart from this entire sharp portion, if the gear is damaged over here, let me just highlight that this is the point where let's assume that the gear is cut down. So at this point, if the gear is cut down, expected output will not be same as that of this pure sine wave. It will be, let's say assume that it is somewhere distorted. Now this sine wave will guide me that there is certain fault in the gear tip. Okay, now how to detect this particular fault? So this is where the role of the DSP will come in the picture. What exactly it will do? So gearbox will be there. So this is what the gearbox. Now for this gearbox we are attaching it to the tachometer so that we can sense out its speed. So once the speed is sensed, speed will be simply converted into the related values, maybe the amplified or filter. So here this is the section which will work for the ADC, because the amplification of this small signal will be done over here as well as the filtering of that signal will be done. Next, once that filtering is done, the signal will be applied to the ADC block, that is analog to digital converter. After that it will be applied to the DSP processor so that the signal will be processed over here and required be stored. Let's see, for example, we have seen in the earlier case like if I say that this is nothing but the simple arrangement, I can say, for the upper gear. Let's say this is what the upper gear, let me just point it. So this is upper gear. So for this proper gear I will say that I will have specific values. Say the DSP processor will store these values, and I expect that this particular values which the DSP processor saves, it is in a value which will corresponding to certain wave. So this is for the simple, you can say, for the without faulty system. If it is the faulty, then obviously we expect certain change. With respect to this sine wave, if I say the change is like the sample values are showing me this kind of nature. Okay, this is the kind of spectrum I will observe. And with this faulty system, if I say that I am getting certain distorted sequence, means let's assume that it is somewhere like the compressed values. So this is how this will guide me that spectrum shown over here is somewhere distorted or noisy or portion. Now by observing the related spectrum we can guess out that the system gearbox is with the defective gear teeth. So this is how we can trace out with the help of the spectrum that, as well as by using the DSP processor, that whether the system is faulty or not. Now let's discuss the next application, that is the interference cancellation in the ECG. How this interference cancellation is done? So for that one, first of all, we will understand what is ECG. That is nothing but the electrocardiogram. So this is nothing but the special activity which is done by the heart, will be monitored with respect to certain graph, and that graph is called as electrocardiogram. The ECG is a biomedical signal which gives the electrical activity of the heart. So whether the heart is working properly, that will be monitored by the ECG. This ECG signal is corrupted by various noises like power line interference, baseline wandering. So what is baseline wandering? It is a low frequency component present in the ECG system. This is due to the offset voltages in the electrodes, respiration and body movement. So all these offset voltages are nothing but actually whenever the ECG is being measured for any patient, so electrodes, so obviously certain sensors are being mounted for his heart, and accordingly respiration as well as the body movement can create this offset voltage. So baseline wonder have frequency greater than 1 hertz. So this is the very important point, because of which actually the interference occurs. Channel noise, contact noise, muscle artifacts, all these are some of the reasons when we can say the noise will be added, and it will show the corruption to the ECG. Frequency range of ECG signal is nearly same as the frequency of power line interference. So ECG signal has the frequency range that is 0.5 to 80 Hz. And for the power line interference which is introduced, that will cause 50 to 60 Hz. So that's why these are about same range. Let's discuss the next part of the same. So in this case we can discuss about heart. So the main function of the heart is to pump blood throughout the body to deliver the oxygen and nutrient demands of the body's tissues, as well as to remove the carbon dioxide. Obviously it is main function of the heart, so that it will give the good nutrients to entire body. So here the point to be noted is the first wave in the ECG is called the P wave, which is generated due to the electrical activity of arteria. What is arteria? Actually, there are two arteria in the human heart. The left atrium receives the blood from the lung circulation, and right atrium receives the blood from the venous circulation. Arteria receive blood while relaxed. It is called as a diastole. When contract means the systole, move the blood to ventricles. That is what the function for this arteria. Duration of arteria should not be more than 0.11 seconds. All these parts are quite theoretical one. This is really the medical terms which we are dealing up right now. PR interval is measured from the beginning of the P wave, and we can just observe in the diagram also, and the normal duration for it is 0.12 to 0.2 seconds. Most important complex in the ECG or the electrocardiogram is the QRS. It shows electrical activities of ventricles. Duration which is measured from the beginning of the QRS to its end. For this one, this is what the duration, that is 0.05 to 0.10 seconds. The ST segment follows the QRS complex. The duration of the ST segment is 0.08 approximately, is seconds. Finally, the T wave represents the depolarization of ventricles. Height of T wave should not be greater than 5 mm. Let's discuss exactly the power line interference. So to start with the discussion, we have seen that power line interference is one of the cause for errors in the ECG. So the power line interference of 50 to 60 Hz is the source of interference, and it corrupts the recording of ECG, which are extremely important for the diagnosis of the patients. Interference causes. So this may be due to the electromagnetic interference by power line or the EMF by the machinery which is placed nearby. So whatever the machinery placed to the near the patient, that may also cause the interference to the ECG. Signal component holds the harmonics with the different amplitude and frequency. The harmonics frequency is integral multiple of fundamental frequencies such as 50 Hz. Stray effect of the alternating current fields due to the loops in the cables. So there may be the cables which are provided. So if there are multiple loops for that cable, that may also cause the interference to the ECG. Improper grounding of the ECG machine or the patient, that may cause the error, or we can say the interruption to the ECG. Next is nothing but the electrical equipment such as AC around or within that particular lab or the room. Elevators and X-ray units draw heavy power line current which induce the 50 Hz signal in the input circuit of the ECG machine. These are some of the reasons why there is an error. Let's assume that this is what the ECG waveform which we expect. So there are some of the intervals mentioned over here, like the P complex. This is what the PQ interval. Next, this is what the idealized cardiac cycle. So this is what, when we say that this is the waveform we observed for any patient, then we will say that he is in a good position. So all these intervals will be measured by the doctor, and according to the intervals and the peak for R as well as the related waves are measured, and accordingly decided that whether the patient is in a proper condition or not. So this is all about the application for ECG. So thank you everyone. Thank you very much.